Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest, The Lost Tales. And we are here with Lexell, who is currently working on hunting and bringing down enough elk. If we look around, we've got several carcasses to hopefully enable her to hunt down some bull elk later on. She has to try and bring down 2 within the course of the series. She can also do moose, but I'm not sure if we can find them, so we'll have to see. But if we manage to find a moose, we'll probably try and go after it. If not, we're going to just go for bull elk, which means that we need to hunt a little bit more. So we'll be bringing down another elk herd this episode, hopefully. And then we should be good to go for the next episodes, where we should be able to bring down a bull elk. Now, this has been particularly difficult for Lexell due to her low strength. She's not a strong wolf in the slightest. She has only 20% strength. It's definitely on the lower end of the wolves we've seen. Oh, there's the one that's running away. I was like, did I already lose it? But yeah, it's definitely on the low end of the strength. And, oh, you can't get up there. You're stuck. That's bad news for you. But yeah, so she's definitely on the low end of the strength side of things. And that has not been working in her favor lately. It's something that we've had to be fairly careful of. And that's caused us a few problems already. We did get a good bite in there. Sometimes it does that double bite thing, which is really nice, because then we don't have to take as much damage in our charge. And again, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to about WolfQuest 3 is the new battle system and the new hunting system, because right now the only strategy to it is you kind of just have to plan how much health you're going to lose in a hunt, and there's really not all that much strategy to it. You just kind of have to accept the fact that you're going to take damage, whereas in the new system there will actually be like dodging and stuff, which means that how much damage you take depends on how you end up fighting, basically. If you fight efficiently, if you can dodge the hits, then you're not going to take as much damage as you would here, whereas there's really not much you can do to avoid taking damage, except maybe the bite hold, but I found that that's too inefficient to really be worth it, at least in my opinion. But yeah, the new system is going to come with a lot more strategy, and that's going to be a game changer, because it means that the hunts there will be a lot more that you actually have to be actively thinking about and considering and judging the situation. Whereas right now, I can do this pretty mindlessly. I just have to make sure I'm kind of low-key keeping an eye on my health. Once she turns around, I don't even really have to watch it now, because we're not taking that sort of damage just at this point in the chase. It's only here that I really have to watch my health. And I can almost do this with my eyes closed. I mean, it's a functional hunting system, it works, but it gets very repetitive, very fast, and there's not a lot of variety to it at all. It certainly works, it serves its purpose, but it's also a very dated system. It's kind of a relic of 2007 when the game was first created, and I mean, it functions, it does its job. You can hunt, you can find food, and it's not as easy as just wandering off somewhere to eat, and there's not anything you have to do. You do have to do something, but there's no amount of strategy to it, really. Now, there's very little. The most strategy is when you're hunting when you're hunting for your pups, or when you're hunting for a bigger hunt, like taking down a bull elk or a moose or something. The only strategy to it is where you place the carcasses of the other elk you have to kill to get there. Whereas in the new game, you're going to have to be taking into account a bunch of factors, such as which elk is the strongest, which is the weakest, is it worth going after a calf, even though that means you might have to tangle with a mother. Is it going to be worth trying to take on a weakened adult? What animal are you going to go after? How are you gonna try to be an endurance runner and chase them for a long period of time until they slow down? We just saw that in a recent video, that the elk are gonna have stamina of their own now. Or are you just gonna run in and try to do as much damage as you possibly can and get the elk to the point where it thinks it has to fight back, so that it's no longer running away and you don't have to keep chasing it down? What are you going to end up doing? How are you going to figure that out? Basically, there's going to be a lot more factors that you have to address. You're also going to have to be consciously trying to separate the elk from the herd, so that it's not just going to get lost in with all the other elk. Whereas right now, you run in the middle of them, they scatter. They run in different directions. They don't even try to stay as a herd. Some of them won't even walk away from you. That's kind of intimidating to just see all of them slowly backing up, honestly. But yeah, so there's really not that much strategy to it at this point in the game. It's just kind of the same old, same old. And while it does work, and it does its job, it lets you hunt without it just being a free kill each time, there's really no variety. So that's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to, is the completely overhauled systems in the new game. I think it's going to make a huge difference and add a ton of interest and a ton of replay value to the game, because right now the hunting is one of the more tedious parts, and it's something that you kind of just do to get over with and to get the food, whereas it's not really its own challenge, and it's going to become its own challenge in the next game. It's going to be its own, I guess you couldn't quite call it a mission, but it's still going to be something that provides a challenge and that provides gameplay to the player. It's not just going to be something you do to get to the other, or to do it. It's not just something you do to facilitate the other gameplay, I guess is what I'm saying. There'll actually be more to the hunt itself, rather than I need to do this so I have food so I can complete the other parts of the game. Which is kind of more of what it is right now. So that one elk is just spazzing out, trying to get over that curb. That's fine. We'll probably go after her next. And I guess if we have time this episode, because we've been making quite the headway here, but if we, I guess I'll judge based off time. If we have time this episode, or if we have time at one of the ends of the other episodes, then we will go get a mate. But if we're maxing out our time, then we'll just press on alone, and we won't get a mate. That's how I'll make that call there. So, but yeah, I'm hoping WolfQuest 3 will be releasing fairly soon. I'm going to be continuing to pre-record these, so I'm going to try and have several episodes pre-recorded in several series pre-recorded in rapid succession. And I guess what will happen if I pre-record too many is I'll just start releasing them faster. I'm sure we'll get more info on the release date once the game actually does go into beta. And so once that happens, I guess we'll be able to judge how many episodes we're going to need, and I can space them accordingly. So, I'm a little worried about her health this time. We probably are going to make it. I think we should make it. One more hit? Yeah, we made it. Okay. I was a little worried for a moment, but we're fine. But yeah, so I'll kind of judge that based off of how long the game is going to be in beta for, and, I'm going to try to record enough to cover even an extended beta period, but that might mean we have some extra, and so we'll probably just go through it pretty fast then. And if that's the case, then we'll figure it out as we get there, I guess. We still have plenty of wolves that are in the that are in the running for it. As a matter of fact, we actually, oops, I'm not biting anymore. The only wolf we have that's starting to run out of heirs in the poll is actually Andromeda. Andromeda, at the time I'm creating this video, only has 3 left. And once those 3 are, once they're complete, or 3 or 4 or something, actually I think it might be 4, but I haven't done the art for one of them yet. That's currently on my to-do list. But once all of Andromeda's heirs have been chosen, then that's going to be it for her, and I guess what we'll probably end up doing is I'll just start putting, I'll either just only alternate between the 3, or we'll either rotate through, so one wolf will get a second, or one wolf will get 2 heirs in each poll, each week or something, or I'll just choose randomly from all the potentially eligible wolves, and so I don't know exactly how we'll do that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but for now, most of them still have quite a few left, and that we can continue to rotate through. So even if I start to have to backlog the art a little bit, then we should still be fine. Unfortunately, that is one thing that's been a little difficult that I didn't foresee being such a problem with this series. That's the bull elk. Hi, I just almost slammed right into him. Can we kind of push him out of that, out of the corner there? I don't want him to attack us. There we go. But we might be able to just kind of take these guys down right in the corner. Oh, not if they're going to do that. They're working together now. So if we go to this side, we can do that. We can maybe just keep them in there, but we keep getting jostled around so much that I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do this or not. Once she starts running, I guess we'll see. She's doing a lot of damage there. Nope, I'm going to have to back off, I think. We can run across the street and eat, but we might be able to continue to pin them there. But yeah, so that's something that I'm not entirely sure how it'll work once we run out of wolves, because I have a, for one of our, because we, you know, we're alternating between 4 different wolves heirs, basically. Okay, let's try, the other one ran off. And, oops, I want to be on this side of her. I want to see if we can just kind of keep her cornered the whole time. Oh, except now she's got me cornered. That's not really the intent of this. Alright, let's go here. I want to stay on this side of her and not get shoved into the corner myself. Oh, she's going to run away. She's going to sprint right. Oh, she glitched through. Okay. So, we'll be very careful of that bull elk. I don't want to, get hit from him. Where did they go? There's one. There's both of them. Okay. They do try to kind of stay together as a herd, I guess. Like, they'll walk back towards each other once you separate them. But it's not the same as what we've seen from the previews of the next version, where they're actively trying to even run together as a herd. They just try to get back together as a herd once they've been separated. Whereas in WolfQuest 3, they'll actually try and stick together even as they're running away. No, I don't want you running this way. I want you going back the other way. There we go. That's quite a bit better. But yeah, so I'm not too worried about running out of wolves. We actually started with about 60 different wolves that were eligible here for the side stories. And we're only on, this is side story number 20, I believe. So we have a lot of wolves left. I just have to draw most of them. And that's something that I'm still currently working on here. But I'm not too worried about running out, even over the beta period. Worst case scenario... Is there a worst case scenario? I don't even think there is at this point, because I think we have enough wolves to be able to get through the beta period, even if I don't have to draw anymore. But yeah, that was something about this that I didn't expect, is how long it takes me to draw each of the wolves. So I'm probably not going to do something like this again, but also hopefully we won't have to, because Lost Tales was started as a way to fill the time between WolfQuest 2.7 and WolfQuest 3. So hopefully we won't have to be in a situation like this again where I have to draw 60 different wolves. But nevertheless, it has been quite the learning experience, and I've enjoyed it, even if I don't want to have to do this ever again. So, but yeah, finally we're drawing towards the end of the wait, I think. We're nearly there, and hopefully sometime next year, which I wouldn't doubt. I don't doubt that Slough Creek will come out next year. I'd be very surprised if it didn't, because I think there's going to be a lot less that goes into it once the core systems have been built, because like right now they're still just figuring out the basic gameplay mechanics. They're still just putting that together for the first time. By the time they go to make Slough Creek, they'll already have that all worked out. They'll have all the animals coded and modeled. They'll have the interactions for the most part established. They'll just have to set up the map itself and then work on the new mechanics for the pups. So it'll be a little bit of a different situation by then. Now, we actually do have quite a bit of time left, so I think we will go ahead and find a mate, see if we can do that. So let's head out to one of the territories out here and see what we can find. See if there's anyone out here. But yeah, so I don't expect that Slough Creek will take as long as Amethyst Mountain has, because, again, for Amethyst Mountain, they've just been establishing all the basic gameplay. With Slough Creek, they'll model the map, they'll set it up so, like, the elk know where to wander and where not to wander. They'll get all that established, and then they'll code in the gameplay for the pups themselves. And it shouldn't be as much of a feat as creating the original game. Now, with that said, I mean, and it's not to say stuff may not go wrong and it might not take longer than anticipated, but I would be surprised if it takes as long as WolfQuest 3 has. And then I believe the plan they've announced is to release Slough Creek, port the game to mobile, and then do Towerfall, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what they've said they're going to do. Right now they're just working on the PC version, but they're going to have to probably trim down some of the content in it, I would imagine, because it's such a powerful game that I don't think that mobile will be able to handle it very well. So we have a Van Winkle female. I feel like Lexell would be pretty spunky about it, even though she's not all that strong. So we do have full stamina, so hopefully that will mean that she gets to do quite a bit of... Yeah, okay, so... I feel like that is the difference. I feel like you guys are right. We could even test that a little bit here. So right now, we're doing a fair amount of damage for even only having 20% strength. We'll chase her off. But we can even test that now, because I have a feeling you guys are right about it, and that is what was going on with Centauri's story. So, let's see if we can find, hopefully specifically her again. And it should give us, yeah, it gave us the look for mate pop-up there. We'll head out of the territory. Hopefully we can find the same wolf, and see if we have a harder time doing this if we have less stamina. It might take a little bit for our stamina to wear down, though. Maybe we can do some jumping, because that tends to, yeah, that'll drain the stamina quite a bit. At about 60% stamina, the stamina drain starts to be pretty negligible, so there's really not that much of a problem with it. Normally you can run virtually forever before you start to lose stamina, unless you're doing something like carrying a pup or jumping or whatever. But, yeah, about 60% is where the stamina drain kind of caps off. I don't know why it spawns that one random scent trail, but it likes to do that. It doesn't even lead anywhere, it's just a scent dot. But hopefully that'll be negated by the new system as well, so we won't have those weird phantom scent dots floating around. Here we go again. Alright, so we've got, who is this? Perfect, okay, so this is exactly who I was hoping for. Let's start getting our stamina drained a little bit. I'm gonna get it way down, and we'll see here. So we've got our stamina really far down. Now let's go into the fight. I don't know why it's lagging so much. The camera was really weird and slow there. But let's go ahead and we'll see what happens now that our stamina is down. I just want to test this theory. So it took us like 3 bites. Oh, man. You guys, that's it. That's it, you guys. That's it. Alright. We're gonna actually leave because we're not even gonna win that fight. So, that's what it was, you guys. Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of you guys said in the comments, were telling me that this is the stamina. And you were right. So, at least I know the game's not glitching, but that's what was happening, is because that's what the difference was, too, between Centauri and everyone else. Centauri's stamina was so low, like, he had a fair amount of strength, but he also had a lot of speed, and so he didn't have a lot of stamina, and so he would actually come into the arena with it drained, whereas most of the other wolves would not. I'm going to just go back and get food, by the way, and then we'll try one more time to look for mate. If we don't find one, then I guess we'll go back to town for the hunt next episode. But so that's what it was, you guys, is the difference between him and everyone else was that he had such low stamina that he was going into the fights with his stamina down substantially, whereas none of the other wolves had been. They've been going in with near full or full stamina and not taking nearly as much damage, or not suffering the damage reduction, so that stinks. I wish I would have known about that for Centauri's challenge, but thankfully he still got a neutral outcome rather than having a negative one. So that's something I will definitely keep in mind for the little future we have left of the social arena. So yeah, good call on you guys' part. Again, I wish I would have seen it sooner, but I was pre-recording, so there really wasn't much I could do about it, unfortunately. That is the one disadvantage of pre-recording. That's why I don't like to do it that often, unless there's a good reason to, is that you guys will give me all these helpful tips, and it's like, well, that's great, but I can't do anything about it now because it's already passed. I already did what I was doing badly, and it's too late to change it, basically. Where the heck is the scent trail? I thought for sure it would be right over here. Right? I thought it would be down here somewhere. Where are we? We're right on the edge of the territory. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's probably, what it might be, oh, we're gonna chase this coyote though. You know what it might be? Is, oh man, we're doing so little damage. Okay, it might be that the scent trails are further this way than what I saw. The wind might have shifted enough that they're down this way instead of being out the other way. So let's see here. If we go down this way, we might still see some. I'm not sure where they would be. We'll kind of just circle the territory until we find them, but we could see them over here, actually. Yep, here we go. Territory markers. That's what I was looking for. So if we don't find a mate this time, then we'll head back into town for the hunt. And maybe try again next episode if we have the time after taking down a bull elk. But we'll see if we can find a mate here. Who is this? A dispersal male. Okay, he's got very dark fur. Actually, he looks a lot like us, but darker. I think he might even have the same coat. Yeah, he does. He does have the same coat, just a lot darker, because they both have those really striking greenish eyes. He looks healthy. I don't see any mange or anything. I like him, I think. Oh, okay then. He doesn't like us. Sometimes in Lost River, it does this weird thing where the terrain prevents us from actually reaching him. So, yeah, I guess that's a rejection. So, Lexell, I'm sorry. Looks like you don't get to find a mate this episode. We'll head back to town. Or maybe she was the one saying no, going, no, I don't like the smell. He smells sick or something like that. Also, everyone says that sign looks like a mammoth, and I always see it at a weird... I always see that weirdly as I'm running by, but it does look like a mammoth. It is kind of strange. Let me know if you guys see the mammoth or not. But yeah, so we'll head back, and I guess next episode we'll try to find a mate if we can. And if not, well, I guess Lexell will just have to do this all alone. We'll already have to do one hunt alone, that's for sure. But we're going to go ahead and end off this episode here for today because it is about that time again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.